Irv Weinstein has died. If you're of a certain age in Western New York, the chances are you're feeling it. Yet how do you explain to your kids what this means? They have grown up in the age of Spectrum, of on-demand, and YouTube. Television alone offers hundreds of options, and the internet is a galaxy unto itself. If our kids or their kids want news, they can turn to their phones almost in the instant that it happens. The latest information is delivered by countless faces, in countless ways, with countless different styles. So how do you explain Irv Weinstein in a time like this? It takes a landing on what feels now like a different planet. Yet many of us remember a world, let me set my own clock for this one, at 46 or 47 years ago, when someone else pumped your gas and your parents still used paper and pencil, not calculators, to figure out the bills. This was a world where there was only one phone in the house, often hanging on the kitchen wall, and if you wanted to have a private conversation with a friend, you pretty much did it with your mother ironing clothes, about 5 feet away. This was a world in which you learned about snow days, up or down, only through long restless waits alongside the radio. This was a world that usually meant just one television in the house, often black and white, often in the corner of the living room, and that television was dominated by 3 networks. Appreciation, Irv Weinstein's grace while battling ALS is a lasting memory. In Buffalo, you had Channel 2, Channel 4, and Channel 7, and every kid knew every news show that came out on each of them each year. Certain things, certain images, always stay with you from each of those stations, and different nights commanded your attention on different channels. Yet Friday nights, at least in my childhood, belonged to ABC and Channel 7. Your old man got paid on Thursdays, and your mother often did what your family called the big shopping on Friday evening, rolling into the house after an hour or two with the week's groceries, and maybe a few treats, maybe a cardboard box of Topps potato chips, and maybe, just maybe, a half-gallon of ice cream. So you sprawled out, eating that stuff in the living room, and you watched the Brady Bunch and the Partridge Family, and Room 222 and The Odd Couple, and then Love, American Style, and since this was a Friday and you were already tuned to Channel 7, you stayed up late and watched the news with your parents, cigarette smoke rolling in clouds around the living room, the old man off the next day after a week at the plant. On would come Irv Weinstein. Today, the media is a jumbled legion of personalities. At that time, it is difficult to describe just how different everything felt about Channel 7 and Irv and his eyewitness news. The other stations had standard, cheerful sets and news people with the tone and demeanor you'd expect, everything set to match a certain American timbre of the time. The whole atmosphere of eyewitness news was different. It was edgier, more incendiary, gently outlaw. Weinstein was all wonderful tough guy attitude, each hard consonant in his speech like a jab, even his body language akin to the way a boxer moves across the ring, shoulders pushing forward, talking about crime and fires and weather with that faint sense of grim. That's the kind of world we live in, camaraderie rippling through his voice, the big glasses and the flicker of a smile that somehow told you he was letting you in on the only we really understand the beating heart of this city's secret.